morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at Staraptor, that big bad bird Pokemon, except it's not just really Staraptor now, is it? We're also going to legitimately be talking about Starly, because the new Starly is actually pretty gosh darned good. And there is a very good chance that the Starly here will see significantly more play than Staraptor. Now, starting off with Staraptor here, we see 150 HP, which is low, frankly. We expect more on a stage 2. We do have free retreat. Free retreat is awesome. It just gives you such an advantage to have a free retreat Pokemon, so that's a great thing. We got a resistance to fighting, so all those decks that are going to be coming after stuff like Pikachu and Zekrom, you're going to be resisting. So this is all looking pretty good. And then, of course, we've got a weakness to lightning, which is weak to stuff like Pikachu and Zekrom. But then again, most of them are going to be getting a one-hit KO on you anyway. So I don't think we need to worry too much, if I'm honest with you. And of course, being a colorless Pokemon, you now actually genuinely have an advantage. We've got that powerful colorless energy, which is literally just strong energy, but for a colorless Pokemon. So if you attach it to a colorless Pokemon, you just get to do an extra 20 damage on all your attacks. That is a pretty big advantage, I'll be honest with you. That's a pretty nice one. We're fans. But what does it do? Well, the first attack for one colorless energy does 70 damage and lets you move as many energy attached to your Pokemon as you like to any of your other Pokemon. And if this sounds a little bit familiar, maybe it should. This is the attack we used on Gardevoir and Sylveon. Now, admittedly, Gardevoir and Sylveon did 150 damage and then moved the energy around, but still, you're doing a lot of damage here. Well, you're doing a decent amount of damage for a single energy while moving energy around, and that is good. But I'm not sure this fits the same niche that Gardevoir and Sylveon fit. You see, the reason why this attack was so good on Gardevoir and Sylveon is because Gardevoir and Sylveon was a high HP Pokemon, 260, that gave up free prizes. Clearly that's not a good thing, but was just playing keep away. So when your opponent was getting close to a KO, you would be using stuff like Super Scoop Up and things of that nature, Ace Roller, before it rotated, to save your Pokemon, but you would move the energy beforehand. You could accelerate energy with a first attack on Gardevoir and Sylveon, but that was really only in the first couple of turns. It then became energy preservation, so using Collider Storm to move your energy around so that when you were about to get KO'd, you didn't lose your energy when you picked yourself up was a good thing. The other thing was you were basically two-hit KOing anything in the format, so two-hit KOing anything while moving your energy around. There were lots of good things here. I'm not sure this applies to Staraptor, because Staraptor comes around and it's not two-hit KOing anything in the format. It's getting a one-hit KO on support Pokemon, things like Chinchino and Jirachi, but it's not even two-hit KOing that much. I mean, most Pokemon Vs, relevant Vs, and tag teams, and VMAXs, and even GXs, you're just not. You'll be two-hit KOing stuff like Dedenne, but not a huge amount else. By the way, when I say you are KOing stuff like Chinchino, you do need powerful colorless energy to do that. Otherwise, you're only doing 70. I think about this as a Pokemon that's hitting 90, but it's worth bearing in mind it's only hitting 90 with powerful colorless energy. So it's fine. It can be really useful. And this is a Pokemon where if you're about to get a KO, this is good. So if you've got a Pokemon of your opponent's that's got 50 HP remaining, and you don't need to go and get the KO with anything else, up comes Staraptor, you get the KO, and then move all your energy around while you're doing it. I like this attack as I don't need my main Pokemon, I'll get a KO with this, and then move my energy around, that'll be nice. Is it worth it on a stage 2? I'm going to argue possibly not. Now, for free energy, you can do 170 to the defending Pokemon and 30 to yourself. The 30 to yourself is not ideal, but 170 is a decent amount of damage. It will get a one-hit KO on Dedenne, but then again, you're not even getting Crobat V, which is going to see a lot of play. For those that may have forgotten, Crobat V is literally Shaman, but it's not limited to once during your turn. No, wait, sorry. It is limited to once during your turn, whereas Shaman was not limited to once during your turn. So, yeah, a lot of people are going to start playing Crobat. And if a lot of people are playing Crobat, then I'm just not sure how great this is going to be against that. You're doing 30 damage to yourself. Now, here you are two-hit KOing literally anything. The biggest Pokemon we have are things like Snorlax VMAX that comes in at 240, and 170 doubled is 340. So you will be literally two-hit KOing anything. Again, you've got to take 30 damage to yourself. And you will get pretty much any single prize Pokemon. You'll get some of the really weak GXs. I'm still not loving this. I don't think this is a terrible Pokemon by any stretch. I just think it is kind of underwhelming. I think it's fine. But do we get excited about fine? Do we really want fine? I'm not entirely sure that we do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not entirely sure that we do. It's just, yeah. 170 is not really enough, and you're self-damaging, and you're a stage 2. I mean, in terms of energy, I've told you about colourless, powerful energy, and we got twin energy, although you will need a third, and we've got triple acceleration energy, which will pay it all in one go, though it will fall off at the end of your turn. And then, of course, you got stuff like Welder, because you're using colourless energy, so you can use whichever energy you like. I don't think the energy's difficult to pay here at all. And I like colourless energy, and I like being able to pay this in one go, and I like the free retreat, but 170 for free energy on a stage 2, I would like more. I'm sorry, I know that sounds greedy, but in the format we're in. But then again, it's got free retreat, and it is two-hit KOing anything. Maybe I'm being too mean. But now we need to about face and have a bit of a chat about Starly. You see, on the face of it, Starly's a 50 HP Pokemon. Now, 50 HP is horrendous in the current format, because, of course, we've got Dragapult that when it attacks will drop 5 damage counters. It basically means you cannot bench one of these against Dragapult. You can bench 2, but you then do run the risk of just giving them a prize. It's really bad. So you need to be super careful dropping this against Dragapult. Like, super careful. But then again, there's a very good chance Eternatus will just wipe Dragapult away from the format, so it might not be too bad. We then have a retreat cost of 1, but then again, you should be evolving to a free retreater anyway. Really, it is just the HP which stands out with the stats here. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's got that ability, that Sky Circus ability. If you played Birdkeeper during this turn, ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attacks. Oh, so it's free. It's another one of those Pokemon that if you have played Birdkeeper from your hand this turn, you do not pay to use the attack, which is kind of awesome. What does the attack do? 2 colourless energy, search your deck for any 2 cards, and put them into your hand. Oh, that's good. Searching your deck for any 2 cards is really, really nice. We like this. We like this quite a lot. You play Birdkeeper as your supporter for the turn, and then you get to, as your attack for the turn, search for any 2 cards. Yes. Love it. Now, in terms of the attack cost, we've got Twin Energy or Welder or things along those lines, so we're fine here. But you're a 50 HP Pokemon. And that's what's getting me here. I like that you're searching any 2 cards. I like that we can pay the attack cost fairly easily. But you are probably giving up a prize here to use this. And I don't know if it's worth it. To be fair, we've got Cramorant V, who's got the same attack for 1 colourless energy, and as a bird for what that's worth. Cramorant also does give up 2 prizes when KO'd, but then Cramorant's got that second attack that KOs, or just does 160 to the bench, but you're clearly going after a Dedenne here. Weavile from Cosmic Eclipse can search for any 2 cards, but it's on a stage 1, so that's kind of awkward, and we're probably not going to be using it. The fact of the matter is, a basic Pokemon being able to search for any 2 cards, it's generally reserved for GXs. Hoopa GX would be another example here of a GX, or 2-prize Pokemon, that was able to just search out any 2 cards. The first attack is literally the attack we expect to see on a GX. But then again, you're giving up a prize. You're almost... No, I can't say certainly, right? You know, maybe you survive. But the overwhelming likelihood is here that your opponent will be able to do 50 damage. Or 30 if they're a lightning Pokemon. And that makes me nervous. Love the ability, love the attack, love that you're basically doing what a 2-prize Pokemon does. Really, really do not like the fact that you are almost certainly giving up a prize to do this, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure it's worth it. For anyone that's wondering, Birdkeeper is that supporter we got that basically says you get to draw 3 cards while switching, so that's kind of cool. That could be fun. And I do think people are going to be playing bird decks. And look, if you're playing a bird deck anyway, there is no reason not to have one of these. So that if you really don't have very much, you play Birdkeeper and you search for 2 cards. Remember, I've been talking about this as an easy-to-pay attack. And it is an easy-to-pay attack. But let's be super, super clear. If you've played Birdkeeper, it is free. You are literally searching any 2 cards. And you don't have to pay for it. That's redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen. So I love that. But you're giving up a prize, you have been warned. Let's give the pair of them, I don't know, 3 Wassies. They're fine, they're useful. I think Starly is better than Staraptor, but let's even them out at 3 Wassies. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darn fun nonetheless. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.